Hey everyone, thank you for watching NibblenFlix, the podcast where snacks meet cinema. I'm your host, Jeff Reed. Hit the like button to help us get more eyes on this video. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when we upload new content on the channel. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some movie news and watching on some good stuff. And today, we're going to be talking about Avengers Doomsday. There's a little cryptic picture and also some news about possible trailer. Also, Highlander has some casting news. A couple trailers dropped throughout the week. And we also get an update on the DCU Studios' latest slate. So we're going to talk about that and much more. So let's get into it and have some fun. Psycho Killer, a new movie coming out of 20th Century Studios and produced by producers from Barbarian and Weapons and written by the writers from 7 and 8 millimeters. And the movie's basically following a Kansas Highway Patrol officer played by Georgina Campbell, whose husband was murdered, and she sets out on a journey to track down a perpetrator. But once she realizes the man who is responsible, being played by James Preston Rogers, is a sadistic serial killer, and he has a sinister agenda that he's trying to play out. And I actually like this trailer. Everything they were giving in this trailer has like that Seven and Long Legs vibes, the good things about Long Legs, I think. And it just has a very nice, unique way of shooting. And it is like the vibe, the way it looks like Seven. It feels like, this like in Seven, it doesn't feel like it's just a regular murder, just something that's leading up to it that's actually a bigger picture in this film. And I kind of can't wait to see when this movie comes out. It actually comes out February 20th, 2026. But everything I've seen so far in this trailer looks very, very interesting. And I think it's going to be something that I think people are going to like. If you like Seven, I think you're going to like this film too. And if you wish Long Legs was better, I think that everything that they're showing in this trailer is giving you the good vibes of Long Legs. And maybe this movie can be really good. And so I can't wait to see it. What do you guys think? Did you watch the trailer? Do you think this would be something you'd be interested in watching it? Let me know in the comment section below. But I'm kind of excited to see this. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein finally dropped their official trailer. And we get a first look of the film of basically what the story is going to be. And I have to say, first of all, the trailer looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like that they shot this. It looks amazing. But it seems like the story of this film is really focusing more on Victor Frankenstein as he brings creature to life. He's going to be going out and actually finding the pieces to actually put in place to make their creature. And then we probably going to have some kind of conflict, maybe something that Frankenstein actually promised a creature and he broke it. But everything you see in this trailer is just absolutely stunning. Like just the set designs, the costumes, how Oscar Isaac looks as Victor Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi's creature looks. Even though we only get a glimpse of his face a little bit, but just how they made him look absolutely amazing, and just the certain shots they were doing. Everything about this film looks absolutely great. And I just don't understand why Netflix won't give this like somewhat of a short-term theatrical run. It's going to be in the movies only for a selected theaters for October 17th. And then after that, it's going to go on Netflix on November 7th. And I really feel like Netflix is leaving some money on the table with. So I did some research on this, and it seems like Netflix actually is going to put the movie in the movie theaters for 2 weeks. But here's the kicker. It won't be 2 consecutive weeks in the movie theaters when it comes to the ones that are selected. So 1 week from 17 to 19, it's going to be in certain cities at the movie theaters, and then the following week, like here in Washington, D.C., this is going to be in the movie theaters for October 24th to the 26th. So I will look into your local theaters and see which ones are playing it. And let's get back into the video. See you later. Because this is one of the movies I think this looks like it's purely cinematic, and it should be watched in the movie theaters. You know, just have like a 1 or 2 week run in the movie theaters just to, you know, make some extra money, because who knows what this budget of this film is by looking at it. But they can make some money back and then finally put it on Netflix, and you probably get more reviews and more subscriptions when it comes to the movie being released on November 7th. I mean, that's only smart, right? You want to build expectations. If people just can't have time to go watch the movies in the movie theaters, but it gives the expectation that this movie is really good. They put it in the movie theaters for a week or two, and the movie looks fantastic. And then the people who didn't get an opportunity to go watch the movie in movie theaters, they can actually watch it on Netflix. You would actually drive the views up by doing it. What do you guys think? Did you watch the trailer for the new Frankenstein movie? Did you like it? Are you thinking about going to watching it? at the movie theaters. If it's close to you at a local theater, let me know in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. And we get some Highlander news as a Hollywood Reporter is reporting that Jeremy Irons has been cast to play a villain opposite of Henry Cavill in the remake. And even though his name has not been confirmed of what character he's playing, he's basically the leader of a secret order called the Watchers, who basically keep an eye on immortals, and they see them as a threat to society and humanity. I think this is a wonderful addition to the cast, as that's already star-studded. You got Dave Bautista's playing the Cregan. You got Karen Gillan's playing McLeod's wife. Even Russell Crowe's in this film. I think everything they showed so far has been very, very, very interesting, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this film. The movie was basically put on hold a little bit because Henry Cavill got injured. I'm not sure what kind of training he was doing, but apparently it was a cut that where he just couldn't come to set anymore, so they had to basically postpone production. So no release date for it yet. It was supposed to come out in maybe 2027, maybe 2028 now that production has been held, but it is going to start production in early 2026. So that's awesome to know that. Let me know, guys. Are you excited to see Highlander? What do you think about this casting of Jeremy Irons? So we get some Avengers Doomsday news, and we also get like a cryptic picture from the Russo brothers as well on their X account, and I thought it was interesting that they did that because we already know the title of the film. We already know the main villain of the film. We already know some of the characters in the film. So what are they trying to, basically give us when it comes to this cryptic picture? And I saw all the theories that was out there, and Marvel did this before when they unveiled the title of the last Avengers film, which was Endgame, which was spelled out throughout the picture. But like I said before, we kind of know most of the stuff and characters that's going to be in this film. Even the ones that they haven't announced yet, we kind of have an idea who's going to be in this film. So what was the purpose of putting this picture online? And I saw the theories out there, and there's very good theories out there. People saying, Avengers versus X-Men, Galactus. I saw somebody did a silhouette thing of Galactus. I thought that was kind of cool. The Three Claws with Wolverine, Doomsday, Fantastic Four, all that stuff. And I felt like the only thing that's really not really confirmed is Wolverine. But if he's not in this film, he's going to possibly be in Secret Wars, because that's when they're going to do most of these, like this battle world thing anyway. So I was looking at the picture and focusing where that spotlight was in the middle of the picture, and they were on these three A's. Comicbookmovie.com actually posted an article saying something that Marvel might be doing before the end of the year, and that's releasing a teaser / trailer of Avengers Doomsday in front of another film. And then when you look at the three spotlights in the picture, they're focusing on the three A's. Now, this could be completely off, and I'm okay with it because I'm speculating, and you can let me know in the comment section what you guys think as well. Because I have two ideas that it might be what's going on here, and this is the first one. I think this is the farthest of the fetch that you can get with this, and it's basically they are going to be, and it basically is rumored that they're going to be putting out the trailer / teaser, whatever is going to be, in front of another movie in the movie theaters, and that will be Avatar: Fire and Ash. And what movie starts with the A that I just said? Avatar. So you got two Avengers films and Avatar together. I know Marvel and Disney and James Cameron would never do this. And they shouldn't market both their films in the picture that has no relations whatsoever. But I thought it was kind of clever. I thought it was kind of cool. And I was like, I think this is something that could be a possibility, even though it's like 0.000009 chance of it being right. But I thought it'd be something to actually put out there in the world. Maybe it is. Maybe it was saying, hey, we're going to get an Avatar movie coming out and put the trailer for Doomsday in front of it. So maybe that could be it. I could be 100% wrong, and I'm okay with knowing that I'm 100% wrong, thinking that what the picture's all about. Now the second one, and what I think is kind of closer to it, and I'm not the only person that thought about this, but someone said it first, so I'm gonna give him full credit about it. And that's Robert Meyer Burnett. He basically said something that I thought that they were doing when I saw the picture, and I only get to see those three A's in the bottom, as he said, they would be splitting the movie up into three Avenger films. I thought, why not? That would be super smart. They can do exactly what they gotta do. You gotta think about it. Marvel's in a time right now. They need to hit a grand slam, not a home run. They need a grand slam. So the only way they can really do it is and bring back the excitement, the level to where it was pre-Endgame is make movies that can actually bring people back to the table. And what can do that? 3 Avenger films that can bring out the whole entire story of Doomsday so it doesn't feel rushed at all. We get 3 films with him as a villain. We can understand why it's so important that everybody in different universes are fighting this guy and try to stop him for whatever he's trying to do. It actually makes sense. So I was thinking that the first film would be Doomsday. Second film would be Avengers versus X-Men because he would put them against each other. And then finally, the third and final film that would end the entire conclusion of this universe of our Marvel and start the reboot is Avengers Secret War. So I think that's a possibility that what this secret picture is all about. And, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. And whatever comes out to be true about this cryptic message, I can't wait to see what it is. But let me know in the comment section below, guys. Like, what do you think about this? Do you think is a possibility that that third A is for Avatar? No, probably not, right? No, right? But what do you think about possibly getting 3 films? And I know Simpsons took one of the spots for Marvel, but that does not mean they don't have dates available in 2027. They still do. Disney still have spots in 2027. So there's a possibility they could put another film in there. We don't know how much they shot already. They've been shooting it since April. They pushed the movie back to next year. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to shoot from now, from April to today. That's, how many months? Like almost 6 months of shooting. So there's a possibility that they shot more. Maybe they got something that we just don't know. We didn't hear about. And we got a second film in that. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about that. I know it's far-fetched for both of them, but hey, that's why we speculate and have fun, right? So finally, some DCU news, and James Gunn recently had an interview with IGN, and you can definitely check out the article. It's a lot of information that he talked about what's going on at DC Studios at this point. He talked about Batman and what's going on with the process of that, with the script, saying that possibly they'll might put Robin in the film, and they still trying to figure out what kind of Batman they want to do, like where he is at life at this particular moment when this film comes out. And they're still, trying to figure it out what they're trying to do with Batman. He's saying he's getting flooded by calls by agencies saying that their client wants to play Batman. So maybe they're in a tipping point where they're almost ready to announce what the film is going to be. But he also talked about other things too, the stuff that's actually in post-production. That Supergirl, he's saying that everything that he saw so far with the editing of the Supergirl is looking good, and maybe it's getting close to the point where they start testing it out and see how the film is being tested when it comes to people watching the film. And he said he's watching episodes right now of Leonard, and maybe he feels like this is going to be something that's going to be super good. And he said everything's going very well. He's very excited about this project. He'll have like kind of this True Detective type of feel with it, and he's just raving about the Highlander TV show. So I can't wait to see that once that comes out in early 2026. But in the article, a couple of things that actually did caught my eye. So that's the things that we're going to talk about. And that was, there is actually a couple announcements that he's actually going to be doing pretty soon. He said there's going to be 2 films that's going to be announced and also a TV show. So I have some ideas or projects might be close to the line to get ready to pre-production. And he actually said like one of them is actually there's a TV show that should have been rolling right now, but it's not because they're still trying to figure out the budget of that TV show. But let's get into it. Let's see. Let's speculate some more in this video of what projects might be coming out pretty soon that's going to be announced by James Gunn. So what possible films that he's referring to, and I think one other 2 is what he's referring to. We know Batman and Bold is still in the process of trying to figure out the script because they don't know what Batman is at this point in his life, and once they figure it out, then they can finally fledge out and finish the script. But the other character I think that's coming out of the Trinity is Wonder Woman. He said earlier this year that they are fast-tracking a Wonder Woman movie, and they already had a script being written at the time. Well, now it's been 3 or 4 months later down the road, that script is probably close to being completed. So I can actually see them actually announcing a Wonder Woman film. James Gunn said he wanted to fast track this because he wanted to get big names out. And he said this in this article too, that he wants big names in the movie theaters right now in order to establish the world. And then once everything is established, he understands you gotta drive people to the movie theaters. Small names are not going to do that. Unknown characters are not going to bring people to the movie theaters to watch the film. So it has to be the big characters that come to establish the world first. Then you can introduce these small guns later on. We actually know that the TV show that they were developing was pretty like a prequel of Wonder Woman coming about. I forgot what it's called, something Island. want to say Paris Island or Paradise Island, whatever the show was called. It's supposed to have the feel of Game of Thrones. So I think that's something that we can kind of get with this Wonder Woman movie. Yeah, kind of like a Game of Thrones feel. That would be kind of sweet, actually. So let me know in the comments below. So the second film, I think, is actually what is going to be announced, and that's the Sergeant Rock film. That's the film that actually should be shooting at this moment, but it's not because there was scheduling conflict with another film that was using the studio at the time, and also they wanted to shoot it during a certain time of the year, so they have a certain time of weather for that film. And we already had rumors about Colin Farrell being cast as Sergeant Rock, and he doesn't have a big part in the Batman 2, so I don't think there would be any issues with him working on both sets and getting this movie through. So I think that's actually the film that's going to be announced, because I think that's the one they were ready to rock and roll with, ready to start production. And unfortunately, they found out there was a scheduling conflict with the studio that they were using at the time. However, there's other options as well. The other possibility is Swamp Thing. That we already know the treatment has been in for a while. They've been working on the script, so we know that's a possibility of that film being ready. Especially we got actors coming out and say that they would like to play Swamp Thing as well. So I think that's an opportunity that maybe this is also another option that could be announced as well. But I think the option could be actually Booster Gold. Booster Gold was talked about as a possibility when James Gunn first announced the Slate a couple of years ago. But I know he said it was a TV show, but he said some things has changed since that time. So maybe this is one of the changes that he's actually talking about. And I think it'd be kind of cool to see a Booster Gold movie, especially if they had an addition of Blue Beetle in the film too. I think that'd be really good as well. I thought Blue Beetle got the short end of the stick, unfortunately, when it comes to DCU universe finally dying. I thought that movie was really good, and a lot of people didn't go see it. I highly recommend watching that film. But however, I think that'd be a good thing. We already have the casting rumors already of Kumail Nanjiani. I think he would play a perfect a Booster Gold, and I think whatever they're trying to do and try to bring big names to the movie theaters, have that big draw to have folks go out and watch this film, I think they can do that if they did this into a Booster Gold Blue Beetle film. But let me know what you guys think. You think that's a possibility, having these like a Booster Gold film with the addition with Blue Beetle? Would you actually be interested in seeing that? I would be. I think that would be an interesting film. You got one guy who's an imposter, one other guy who's a true crime fighter, and they're trying to fight crime and deal with their relationship. I think it could be a very interesting movie to watch. And according to comicbookmovie.com, and this one kind of dropped out of nowhere right before I started shooting for this video, is that Keanu Reeves, during his promoting for Good Fortune, he had an interview and he said that he actually, him and the writers for Constantine 2, the sequel of the first film, actually submitted the script to the studio. And they're basically just waiting to hear back feedback to see if they're going to get a green light or not. And he also commented and said the movies will be more R-rated film. It's going to fit the Constantine world, where you got to deal with the dark magic and demons and all that stuff, which it should be in the first place. And this sounds interesting. Maybe this is the movie that James Gunn was referring to. Remember what he said in an article? He said he's waiting on to get his hands on 2 scripts that's going to be submitted to him. It sounds like this is one of them. So maybe it is a Constantine sequel film. I'm not a big fan of the first film. I thought, it just didn't feel like Constantine, but maybe they got it right this time. But let me know in the comment section. Would be interested to see a sequel to the Constantine movie. And is this the one that James Gunn's referring to? Let me know. Well, thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you get updated with more videos when we upload to the channel, please do that. That definitely helps out to grow the channel. And I will be seeing Tron Ares early this week. I think I'll see it on Tuesday or Wednesday. So look out for my out of the theater reaction to that. And until then, keep watching, keep watching, and keep it real. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.